Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spinner Rack. Today I'm here with my boys, Petey and the Cow. Hey,
and the
today
cow.
we're talking about the Cow. That's right. Yo, so we're here talking about Wonder Woman 84. It's coming out on what? It's coming out on Christmas Day on HBO Max. So if you don't have HBO Max, sorry, sucker. You better get it right now. All right. So what do you think? Is this going to be a hit? Is this something final? They've been pushing this movie back all year long. So once again, I got the crew with me. I got Cal and Petey. We're going to be discussing whether this makes a lot of sense and what does it portend for Black Widow. Will Marvel make the same roll of the dice? You know. So hey, let me start with Cal. What's your take on this, buddy? Yeah, I agree with you there too.
Wait, what? No, absolutely not. Okay, this is going to be right now. Well, a couple of things. We have to give this, I think, some local color, if you will. This wouldn't be happening if we didn't have the situation with the coronavirus. Okay, so
of course not. It doesn't make any sense.
Got these things in the pipe. They're in the pipeline. They need to come out. You know, and so this is going to be a big test for how far they can go with this sort of stuff. They came out with Tenet, and I heard different stuff. I heard it was successful, wasn't successful. So, you know, I guess it really does depend. And that got released in the theaters. You had Mulan that came out, and, you know, I think that was kind of tepid in terms of how Disney's strategy worked. So this is really going to be a big test for how well you can do something like this. And I know that the movie industry is going to be watching this one like a hawk, because one of the best ways they could guarantee money was by putting rear ends in seats, as opposed to putting it online. Once you put something online, you pretty much gave it away.
Yes.
You've given it away at this point, because, you know, okay, you got to hope that people buy it, but the piracy at the end of the day is just uncontrollable online. Much harder in the days when people used to go to the theaters and they would have the camcorder and they're recording the movie like that. You know, this is some more high-tech professional stuff. We're going to be watching this one like a hawk, just to see if this is something that's even feasible at the end of the day. But I don't think you have a choice. You got to put it out.
Well, I think I got to just do a couple of things. And one, Tenet made over 300 and something.
Wait a second.
Oh,
you get into your disagreements. Hold that.
I'm not disagreeing. I'll just do some FYI, bro. I'm just doing some FYI.
Hold on to that. That's going to lead to a whole nother thing. Keep your counterpunching to a minimum. You can't counterpunch your way through life, all right? I'm just going to say, I think just to add on is that I think that having this thing in the can for who knows how long, it does make sense to put it out in some way, even though you won't necessarily get your maximum, and understand why you wouldn't want to, because if you don't get the numbers back that you were expecting, then it could be your job. But at the same time, at some point, you need some money coming in, and this could be a big thing, as Cal was saying, and it would be a thing that Marvel would look, or Disney would look at and say, what if we do a better marketing push for our Black Widow? So, I think it's not something that is, even though I always want Marvel, since they make the maximum amount of money, to kind of go first, it'll be interesting to see where this goes and see what can happen, because they've had this in the can, had Wonder Woman in the can for a while. So, done a long time ago. So ultimately, let's see what happens. And then with HBO Max, there's so much stuff happening on it right now. And it seems like they're going to still be doing stuff with even the Titans. We got a new outfit for Starfire. You know, the Snyder Cut keeps blowing up. They got more shows
much better outfit.
Right. So, I mean, we got to look when we're looking at this whole thing, and the numbers I just wanted to bring up. Tenet came out and made about $368 million worldwide. You know, but it had a $200 million budget. And the same thing is going to be with Wonder Woman, $200 million, and roughly the same for Black Widow. So what we're looking at, these movies have a certain format. They come out, they're released in movie theaters, right? They make some money from the box office. They also make money from cable TV, pay-per-view, you know, then it goes to general broadcast. And that doesn't count the ancillary stuff like, you know, people purchasing the videos themselves and stuff, and any ancillary products like, you know, tie-ins and books and T-shirts, the stuff that the comic books sell very, very well. And of course, the theme parks for Disney, the rides, and those things. But here, what's happening here, and from what I can see, is that they've been pushing this back so far, and they need to do something. But probably the biggest thing that they're looking at is they want to boost HBO Max. HBO Max had a whack rollout. Okay, let's call it what it is. Disney right now, I think the numbers are, and you got to quote me on this. Don't quote me on this. Let me punch it up right now real quick. The
You're
subscriber
not going to do a
figures.
comparison, are you, to say
No,
that?
I'm not doing this. I'm just trying to give you, because the reason why, bro. What is it? The subscribers. What do you call these things? They call network subscribers. I can't get it on me. I'll have to look at it later. But the subscribers are the key things. And HBO, everybody says, all the analysts, the Wall Street analysts, everybody did not roll out a pretty good thing. And that they were constrained because of a couple of things. Whereas that they already have HBO, and you can't cannibalize your HBO base, which is huge on all these cable systems. So they had to keep the prices up high, at least initially. Disney didn't have that problem. Disney was able to give away their stuff. I mean, and I know HBO did it too, to a degree, but Disney was successfully able to roll it out. And I think in the last report that they had over 60-something million subscribers. I mean, whether they're all paying, that's a whole nother issue, but they have at least that many people subscribed. And it just came out. And Netflix, I think, has over 100 and something million subscribers. So Disney's been doing pretty well. The stocks went up when they announced this a couple of weeks ago. So what they needed to do to now, at least Disney's program, they had their killer program, which was The Mandalorian. That's been their biggest hit so far. And I think someone came out with I don't know if it was Variety, but I know someone came up with a list of the top shows that came out recently, and The Mandalorian was in the top 10. Netflix was totally dominated with tons of shows that they had, but in terms of those type of networks, at least Mandalorian, Disney had that, and we know Disney had other things in the can, but they were going to do a much slower rollout. So HBO is looking, Warner saying like, AT&T bought Warner Brothers, which owns DC and all those films, and they're like, what are we going to do to make it stand out? And one thing that they're thinking is putting out a huge event movie, and the biggest one they have that they've been trying to settle for the longest has been Wonder Woman. So the thought is that throw this sucker out on Christmas Day, because Disney was going to throw out Soul, which was supposed to be a movie they thought it was going to be one of their big holiday films. But they said, hey, we're going to put it on free on Disney Plus. You don't have to worry about it. And the analysts, hey, that's a good idea. But now HBO, Warner Max, they said, why don't we do the same thing? But let's use who? Wonder Woman. This will generate people becoming subscribers to the system, because how many people want to see that? And that may be actually a pretty good strategy, because they're being more aggressive to get their stuff out. You see, right now, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Titan was on TNT the other day. Titans. I was like, wow, that's interesting. I didn't even know they had it. They've been playing on TNT all day long.
The earlier season is already here.
Right, but the fact that they're trying to expand the breadth of Titans makes it, they're really trying to do something different. And we looked at that show, and there's some issues, but they're trying to make it more viewer friendly, and I think that's why they're pushing it. And it could turn out to be, if they can get their act together on how they want to display things, it could be a hit. So I think it's more than just, hey, Wonder Woman, hey, we got to put it out. The thing is that they want to build up their subscriber models for their channel, because right now the only game, we talked about it several times, the only game in town was Netflix, and every week Netflix had a new batch of programs. The model for Disney and Warner Brothers was not the same. Their thing was on big blockbuster movies. That was a big event films. And they're like, hey, but now they're like, we need to start re-looking at what we're doing. And one of the things is, how do we get people to see our channel? Mandalorian worked well for Disney. We're going to do the hopefully Wonder Woman 84. So I think that's what's going on here. They have to get something out, at least, since they're not going to be able to generate income off of that movie anytime soon. They're talking about probably no earlier than June before movies can really start kicking off, in the States. We don't know.
Well, I mean, you have it done. I say put it out. I say put out Black Widow too. But the marketing is not to just sit around and be like, hey, we put something online. You got to do a little more.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you do a $200 million movie, you not counting the marketing of another $100 to $200 million. That's a big hit.
You're not additional. The money that they're not using right now is.
But I'm just saying,
used for that.
But I'm saying that's $200 million plus, right? And subscribers are paying what? $5, $10 a month. So you
already have your marketing already ready. You're not adding more money to it and saying.
I'm saying it's still $200 million. You're not getting back that right there. the subscriber model is to constantly have people joining up and staying on consistently, so you can have that money there and there. Okay, as opposed to the movie where the standard movie model where you make your money up front, and then you start making money through ancillary paths. Okay, Cal, what's your take on this before Petey starts attacking people?
No, before you just try to jump and leave like that, I'm not going for it. I'm just saying to you like this. If you, with the Mulan thing, and that's more on the Disney side of it, I think at this time, HBO Max has a lot of things buzzing with the Fresh Prince reunion. They got Wonder Woman, they got the Snyder Cut going. They had something else for, I think Euphoria was going on there. So there's
Wolves. What's for Wolves?
Oh, you mean the Raised by Wolves? But that,
Raised by Wolves.
Yeah, you have some shows that have some sort of buzz to them. So it's like, and then we'll see how their reruns are going to do on there too, which is, Friends and whatever else is on there. And then all the HBO shows that you can access. So I think with this happening, with them putting a lot of DC stuff on there, it's a better look for them to see what happens with this. But ultimately, you have to sort of make the money you can with the products you can instead of keep waiting. You can't be like a broken, a empty house in Harlem back in the day where it's like, we just sit on this. People need money.
So here's I didn't mean to get back to you guys, but roughly what they're talking about in terms of subscriber counts. You have Netflix at 195 million, Amazon Prime at 150. Again, I don't know how many people are actually using it for Amazon Prime, but that's what they have potential because of Prime memberships. And Disney Plus has, as of November 12th, they're claiming 73 million, not November 12th, but since November, they're claiming over 73 million subscribers. HBO Max, if you start looking at others, theirs is far much lower than that, so what can you do?
It's just room to grow.
Yeah, it's room to grow, but it's been almost a year worth of revenue loss. I mean, if they were able to release the amount of movies they normally do, these companies would have made $3 to $5 billion on some of these.
Those guys are gonna just have to be. I mean, I don't know, because I know the whole business mindset is everybody wants their money now. We want their money now. They're not really into playing the long game. Want money now, but you've got some extenuating circumstances here where you're not gonna get it. And with Wonder Woman, the biggest risk is that we got to put this thing out. We can't really look to delay this thing much longer, for obvious reasons. But if you put it out, and it does well, great. If you put it out and it doesn't do well, you already know what they're going to say. Oh, we should have waited. We should have did this. We should have done that. So you can't really come over here, well, look at our numbers. You got a really good circumstance right over here that shows why you're not going to get those numbers. And, you're just going to have to be patient and play the long game with it.
Yeah, but these corporations are looking about their employees. I'm trying to say? Disney had to furlough further 30,000 people. So, I mean, they're trying to help us
furlough some more.
Because they need to help these guys get back to work, because they're trying the pandemic. So, I mean, these companies are trying to help their workers, and they need to get these things back up and going. If not, the people are not going to have these jobs, and it's not cool, bro.
Well, what are you going to do? The best you can do is put this stuff out, see if it works, but you're looking at another 8 months before you can get back to terra firma in terms of the type of business that you really want to do. That's being able to get enough people inoculated, putting rear ends back in seats, having that model that's been working for you for the last 60, 70, 80 years, that you can go back to that. Because this whole digital thing, as much as everybody keeps talking about, they're going to find new ways and they're going to do this and they're going to do that, these guys already know this is not a way for us to make money. Okay, we can do something. This is the secondary or the tertiary market that we want to get to at the end of the day. The primary market, the one that we have the best control over, is that physical one, not this virtual one. No, not for the money we're putting in. So, they're going to watch this one. I mean, why do you think Marvel didn't release Black Widow? They're like, no, you guys go first. Let's see what happens with you. If it works, they'll try to tweak it, see where they can even tighten it up, make some more money. If it doesn't work, they'll be like, wow, thank God we didn't do that with Black Widow. Thank God we didn't go first. That was the same thing they did. Oh, man, we could do a female census. No, let them go first. Wonder Woman worked? Okay. Yeah, Captain Marvel. Yeah, come on down.
Yeah. So, guys, anything else you want to add before we
Oh, and
move on?
they also did a half-ass effort on that Captain Marvel. I'd like to add that to there. To not just do Captain Marvel. It's like, let's just do a menagerie of stuff everyone's seen already. And add Sam Jackson in there. Basically play the same part he played in The Long Kiss Goodnight. Come on.
Well, thank you very much, Petey, for your opinion on that. So I just want to say, everybody, please like, subscribe if you like what you hear. Give us a thumbs up and comment. Spin a rack.
Out.
Out.